Alright, it is starting time. Hello everyone and welcome to today's Sunday episode of Touhou Replay Showcase. This episode of TRS was guaranteed to happen, and the reason for that is because if this Sunday TRS happens, then my replay is gonna be in next Saturday TRS, which means that I'm gonna be able to troll Gastari. And that always has priority here on TRS, to troll the owner. So, I was very determined to have this episode happen. That's all. I just need to type in the shot type. NBNR. This first replay is a no bomb, no release. The comment says, Scorched Earth should grow up and get a life. And it says to skip all early game. So I guess up to stage 4. At beautiful 420 FPS. While I'm at it, yep, I do have sound. That's good. I also took the time yesterday to reinstall all of my Touhou games. So I grabbed my dusty pile of Touhou CDs that I absolutely own and have on my shelf, and I just put them all in my CD drive that I do actually have, and installed all the games. And then I reinstalled THCrab to get rid of any things I might have in there. This also means that in EOSD, which we're not gonna have today, I have WAV music back, and the Marissa Green Ice Patch is gone. And also, it should hopefully mitigate the fact that I tend to have 7 technical issues every episode of TRS. Exactly 7. And also, hello Ameko. Curl up and die. That was just a spell name. I'm not telling you to curl up and die, so don't click off. Hold on. This channel has more shoe emote. That's cool. Can post more shoe in this chat. Yep, going at the top on this section because look at the bottom. And then look at how you can stream at the top. Okay, but what I really wanted to show up in this emote menu is this. Triple mole small. Unrelated but cool. No, I should save that for bad RNG because usually triple mole small means bad RNG. So, this run has not died so far, at least from what I've been seeing at 420 FPS. No deaths so far, and I stand by it. This looks very tight, but I can see how it's actually really consistent and works every time as long as you just do the same inputs. Probably took a few tries to practice though. Which you need to go for 20 minutes, well then you'll be there just in time for the next HSIS replay. See, I told you, bruh. So I was about to say, see, I told you he wasn't gonna die. Or I told you he hasn't died so far, and he isn't gonna die in stage 4, right? And this death was just perfectly timed. Hello, Russia. Здравствуй, Россия. Time down on the non-spell. And then this safe spot, which is perfectly consistent because she doesn't move. And you get a lot of... Now say it in Chinese. I could play the John Cena video. Cool death. I mean, I could play the John Cena video, but right now I have to focus on the replay, and I only have one monitor. Cool death. Now, one thing that's gonna be different today from when I usually host Sunday TRS is that Arby isn't gonna be there. He told me in advance. Now, usually you would expect someone to just release on this, but this is a no release run. You can get some pretty thick releases on this spell. You have plenty of power. On Winter, at least one yes. Though it's probably more worth it to just release on the boss instead, to deal damage. Right, and then you would ideally grace a bit in stage 5 and not die 2 times in a row. But that is just what happens. I swear, if this is a desync, if this is DN, after I reinstalled all of my games... No, this is not DN. Never knew there was the safe spot here. Right, because I know that this run is gonna clear and he has only 1 life, this means that things basically have to go well from now on. So they are gonna go well. Except for maybe 1 death. Okay, 2 deaths. Actually 3, because there's another score extend. And it's not too far away. Nah, it's gonna go well anyway. It's just gonna go well anyway, even though there are plenty of lives left. Say what you will about the route, but it has functioned somehow. Though I'm not exactly sure if that is the route or if the route failed, but it worked out anyway. I'm gonna put the mouse cursor in a more inconvenient location. At least this isn't a 640 by 480 game, otherwise this mouse cursor would be huge. Yep, I saw a death coming on mid-boss. Hold on, is there an NSA replay today? Nope, there isn't. If there was an SA replay today, I could have called the jinx. I could have confirmed if Gustari really did jinx 2 weeks in advance on a non-TRS stream. Behind festival, guaranteed death. I mean, he can afford one, so... Yes. See, you called it. You might as well just plan a death for this section. Like... No, if you were to arrive at behind festival with 0 lives, you would still try. So what I should have said is that you might as well expect a death on that. Stage clear. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to show off my bug fix a bunch in this TRS. No release equals yes, father. Dropping the bomb pieces equals not cool. Pick up the bombs. Please, pick up any bomb piece. You're gonna need them. And there's also another extend, which is also not far away. I just realized we're just gonna show the whole game of H-Sifs in order. Just right at the start. Because we also have an extra stage replay. Well, clearly, you just bump into Okina, which cancels the first wave, and then you kill it before the second wave closes in on you. That seems like the best strategy for LNN. What's a lunatic survival run? It's when you are completely crazy, it's when you are a lunatic, but you survive anyway in this world. That's called lunatic survival. Also, you run the whole time because you're so crazy. That's why it's a run. No, it's not sleepwalking if it's a run, because if it's a run, then you're running. Well, no more mistakes from now on. It's gonna capture the final spell. Yep, I'm gonna call it's gonna cap the final spell or get the next score extent somehow. No, I don't think it's gonna get the score extent, it's just gonna capture everything from now on. Unless it's a game over. In that case, I didn't see that it was a game over on this replay select screen. Yes, in reality, lunatic is the difficulty. It says it at the top, and a survival run is when you just try to survive. And when you're trying to survive, you either use everything you have or nothing. So like you say that you don't use bombs or you don't use releases, both in this case, but you try to survive with just your lives and get to the end of the game. Hidden Extreme Winter. I think maybe Hidden Extreme Winter isn't that bad of a final spell. Like, it's still pretty meany, but I think Hidden Extreme Winter is the one that isn't a total meme, so it's not HPCB and it's not HPSI. Yes, called it. Now watch to see you guys the score extent now. Or from the clear bonus. Which, by the way, shows accurately. Look at the score. Yeah, GG, and now look here. Clear bonus shows accurately. Right, now extra stage. Now this is an easy 1cc. Yeah, that was an extra run. I submitted my trial of 1cc of HCIF, so the original incarnation of TRS way back then. I only suppose it would be right to submit my very first full game 1cc of HCIFs to new TRS. This is from June 19th, 2021. So you do this, so now we do this whole surviving thing, but on difficulty easy and no restrictions. Since there are no restrictions, I might as well spell out the sub-season. Skips. Very important, skips. Stage 1 to 3. Stage 1 to 3 at 420 FPS. Yeah, so now the goal is to just get to the end of the game. Yes, a lolk RNG patch run at the very end. I put it at the end because it's on YouTube. And you watch the YouTube runs at the end because they're usually very good. That's why they're on YouTube. Right? And there are always more viewers at the end. No, 4 p.m. Central European time is average Sunday TRS time, at least for me. It really depends on who hosts Sunday TRS. It can be at any time. But it's always European friendly times. Because this is a French show, European. Curious encounter at 0 visibility. No, that is stage 6. Yeah, I'm waiting. Yeah. Yeah, what is it? Yeah, he did use a release on 3 bullets. What's the big deal? Hello? Did you disconnect? Did I disconnect? Is my Ethernet cable plugged in? Yeah, it's plugged in. Currently broadcasting at a bitrate of 2666. Guys, Deltarune intro. Are you there? Are we connected? Excellent. If I'm disconnected... No, I can see chat. Now never mind, it seemed the runner did a risky face dodging through the bullets. Well, good to know that the runner didn't do a risky face dodging through the bullets. No, it's just that a chatter posted 2 chat messages that might have a 3rd chat message as a conclusion, and then it took a while, and there were no other chat messages in this time frame, so naturally I was checking if I was still connected. Also, this is like difficulty easy. You can't really see face through bullets because you're not fast enough and the bullets aren't fast enough that you're behind the bullet on one frame and like you're in front of the bullet on one frame and then behind the bullet on the next frame. Therefore, the collision check never detects collision because there is no frame where you're inside the bullet. Yeah, that just can't happen on easy. No, it's just how collision checking works. If you're so fast and the bullet is so fast that you're in front of the bullet on one frame and then behind it on the very next one, and there is no frame where you're inside the bullet, you just phase through it and you don't get hit. No, that's just how all collision checking works. It's just a... This is just a side effect. Just a natural bug that can occur in any collision checking code. Super Mario 64 tries to mitigate it by checking each quarter step of your movement and checks for collision on that. If you watch a pan encoding video, you might know what a quarter step is. It's just I come back and I see Ramo entering the bullet dimension and leaving it in 1 second. Oh yeah, you did leave for 20 minutes. Prime example, Moku Laser. No, Moku Laser just disables collision. On Honest Man's Death. Weird collision detection exists in all games. Yeah, on Honest Man's Death, as long as the laser isn't halfway across the screen from where it started, the collision for it is disabled. And that's where you can go through it. And that's how you do it. DSX3 happens in subterranean animism as well, because you have Remo C and Remo C is fast. But like in a game like Super Mario 64, it will divide your movement on the in one frame into like 4 intermediate steps, and it checks for collision on those intermediate steps, on those quarter steps. Should might have heard of it if you watched the Pan and Coic video. Lots of bombs here. Only 1 pixel at a time. So like you can't go faster than 1 pixel per frame. Or does it check collision each individual pixel of movement when you move multiple pixels per frame? So I said frame, right? But what I really mean with frame is ticks. It's just in Touhou, frame rate is also tied to tick rate. But in games where tick rate is detached from frame rate, you can just say tick rate. The same thing applies. And now, a death. It's usually a combination of both. Was that the first death? Yes. That was the first death, actually. There just weren't any deaths before that. Three bullets. So one thing I would advise the player to do is cancel more than 3 bullets at a time with the release. I think that sounds like a good idea. Approach boss for big cancel, yes, because bullets come from the boss. So you can release on the boss's nose and get all the bullets. Okay, it was 4 bullets this time. I mean, it's more than 3, but what I mean with more than 3 is that maybe you can get like a whole level of release back from the cancelled bullets. Because that's usually the amount of return on investment I expect from releasing. And then you can like release again. You can cancel a lot here. Also, you get a lot of grace, so oof. Cool dodging. Yes. Yeah, when you just don't care or just are lazy. Open it not, gaze not upon it. Indeed, I do not see, indeed, I do not gaze on the bullets, because I do not see them on the Okina non-spells. Valid bomb. Okay, that's very little bullets. I don't think you can get an entire level of release from those. Oh, those were 6 bullets this time. The days when when we all still deathbound demarcation. I don't remember those days. Oh, there was only one bullet this time. You're downgrading. But you got some laser. I don't know how many bullets a laser's worth. Sorry, but I do not bomb demarcation. I died to it, then proceed to 1cc. Guess I am just built different. Yeah. I heard a release and then I came back to a death. Maybe I should look at the screen instead of sometimes just deciding to check something else. That would be a good idea. It would be good practice. So now we have at least one bomb and one death on every pattern. Maybe if you released those 3 bullets, they wouldn't hit you. Okay, now I'm just being mean. Yep, that was another death. Two bombs. On this none. I mean, you can't see anything on it, so yes. You also can't see anything on this spell. Straight up getting hit with full bombs and multiple release levels, yes. April Wizard. I think you have enough resources to still make it. This, even with that, this is like the worst time to bomb. And this spell has Bomb Shield. Everybody hates Bomb Shield. Yep, no more focus, no more gaming. Bombing when you still have ages of iframes. You should release with those iframes and then make them disappear. That sounds like a good idea. Is this even gonna 1cc? What if the spell just times out? Schedule. One life left. Nope, I think this is gonna 1cc. It's gonna be a clutch. Even though there are plenty of reasons why this shouldn't be clutch. Yeah, they don't... They clear the screen and like give you a bit of a reset. But that's really it. Oh, he's focusing on the game again. Timeout. And clear bonus. Look, clear bonus. Next up, PCB. I always look forward to those PCB runs. Difficulty. Normal. Right, the shot type, that's Remo B, and this is a no bomb, no focus. At least it says that on the sheet. No bomb, no focus. Skip abnormal. This replay is just like your life. We'll see about that. Let's see, do I have this? No, I have it set to 240. I'm gonna change that real quick. vpatch.ini replay skip FPS 420. Replay Vmax. Yep, that's the right speed of FPS. That's actually the exact amount of speed of FPS that modern Touhou games have, which is 420. Nice speed. Yeah, modern games do 7x speed up and 7 times 60 is 420. You can evaluate that in your head as a fun math exercise. Okay, then do 7 times 6 and then to the result add a 0. I'm gonna skip until Alice boss and then just skip stage 4. Right, I'm gonna turn my lights on. 7 times 6 plus 0 equals 42. Yes. Even got the operator precedence right. Well, there isn't really a way to get it wrong, because if you do get it wrong, you're still gonna get the right result. Yeah, you just had to do it. Hold on. Oh, I can't deselect it, otherwise I would have typed something in JavaScript. Like do 9 times 6 and then convert that to a string and then add 0 in like JavaScript. It's gonna give you 420. Here, Zune mistyped the HP for the non-spill. Maybe. Concatenate operator. Yeah, but in JavaScript, if you add a number to a string, it turns the number into a string and concatenates it. Also mistyped the timer. How much non does that health actually have? You typed it backwards. Yes. But that is a question that deserves scientific analysis. Maybe you can evaluate it in your head mathematically as a fun math exercise. It is a timeout spell, yes. That's how much non that health has. Speaking of nons, Hypixel nons. Hot single nons in your area. No, I'm not interested. I'm looking for hot single MVP plus pluses in my area. That sounds like a much better deal. Yeah, stage 4. It's... The non doesn't even show up in the health bar yet. It's yet isn't capturable, so it has to be intentionally a timeout. Nice job, Zeus. Oh yeah, I just accidentally skipped Lily White, but nobody likes Lily White anyways. And that's our first death. By the way, did you know that when you unpause USD, PCB and IN with the Z key, that Z key isn't gonna show up when you're playing the game, but it's gonna be in the replay. Just something to consider when you pause on dialogue. No spell? Yep, no spell. Oh yeah, this is no focus. Forgot that for a while. this non-spell. Now supposedly, on normal mode, Lyrica non-spell isn't actually the best one to get. This one is pretty dense, and this is a no focus run. Yeah, I let it show my cursor in OBS. That way I can point at things. This is a meme run, so I think memeing on it is okay. Actually. Cursor shot type. I remember I found some ancient Iron world record video, right? And I made and I said in the comments that Alan, the one who did the run, isn't actually human, but the mouse cursor in the video, because the person who recorded that replay and uploaded it left the mouse cursor on the game, and it was huge because the window was at 640 by 480. Let's search for it again. No, the cursor was just on screen. And it was an RTA run by Alan, the best Iron score runner ever. Because he has the world record. Does he still have the world record? Alan, that is. So speaking of mouse cursor tasks, that's not even possible because Hourglass doesn't support mouse when tasking. Somehow that worked. Like, you misdirected it just too much to the bottom, and it still worked. That's very cool. Yeah, Hourglass... Yeah, Hourglass doesn't support mouse. I think Liptas either supports it or is at least working on it. But Liptas has only recently decided to start supporting Windows programs in Wine. It's a Linux program, and I'm not sure if it even existed like 5 or 10 years ago. It was Liptas. It's a Linux tasking program, and it was originally made for Super Meat Boy. It's like Hourglass for Linux. No, Liptest doesn't support Windows, but they did start working on running Windows programs in Wine, which was previously unsupported. And that was a very cool death. You just went backwards into the bullet. Gotta love those. It's called undodging. Yeah, close enough. There's still some issues with it. Yes, undodging. I'm gonna try to get it to work today and see if I can test a Touhou game with it. Because Touhou games are famously Windows specific. Because Zoom uses Windows API directly. I just love Zoom's approach to programming. He just sits down in front of a computer and just types some code and just ships it. Always uses the most common tools, restricts and only uses things that are either built into the operating system or something you can just copy paste into his source code. Undodging is like sitting on a chair and not noticing it has spikes. Or leaning back in a chair and falling over. Happened to me like 3 separate times, and each time it was in school. And would always make a very loud sound. And it was not during breaks, always during lessons, in school. I would lean back with my chair and fall over. Buying a chair known as not noticing his spikes. Noticing dog poo and stepping onto it. Trying to think, because I definitely have some sort of life story that's related to that. What's up, dog? What the dog doing? The dog is programming Deltarune Chapter 3. Please wait warmly. That was a crispy dodge. Crispy? You mean the best Bedwar player? I said, not realizing that this chat may not get the joke. Who's ready for spam? OMG, it's spam, like Spamton! When the imposter is sus. This spell does not have slowdown. It just colors the bullets white. I didn't even notice you had a border there. What a good time to break it. Final boss time. Was that spell supposed to have slowdown? I don't know. I cannot tell. Oh, you only realized it now? Took you long enough. Okay, maybe that was a bit rude. Hey look, it's Ukraine. Yeah, the other wave is Brazil. ordem e progresso. Not sure if it's screw it. If the VOD can't be saved, I'll just have a download of it. So, cool death. Look, I don't think advice is really necessary on a meme run. Because if you're at the point where you're doing meme runs, I don't think you need advice. Because you know that A, what you're doing is stupid, and B, what the best thing is if you're not doing the meme. And then there's VMAX who always does meme runs. I don't think he even wants advice. He just submits to TRS, refuses to elaborate further, and leaves. Advice, you should use bombs and focus. Yes. Great power collection. Advice, you should break this border. You only need advice in how to die in more stupid deaths. Good to know. I think that's enough bombs to clear. Bombs? Of course that's enough bombs to clear. 0 bombs would also be enough to clear within a no bomb run. No, I am talking about the lives. Advice, for a more stupid death you may consider dying to this non-spell. At some point, try to fly through the butterfly explosion. Well, hey look, it's the most lucrative spell in the game, and you're unfocused and have a border. Let's go. That was very close. This is like the sort of thing you do in a score run. And then you didn't even cap, so you don't get the benefit from your spell bonus. This could have been a great score run. Especially since you never focus. Which is like just what you do in PCB scoring. Okay, I never played it. Final spell of the game. And then you can call your no focus, no bomb run complete. Yeah, only during the borders. Do you actually want to focus when you don't have a border? Except for easier dodge? I remember the YouTube comment, you can sneak for easier dodge on a Touhou video, and people were talking about how this person might just be a very pro Counter-Strike player, and then I mentioned that the sneak key in Minecraft is shift, and then everybody realized it's just a 12-year-old kid who wrote it. Pro Minecraft gamer. Yeah, that too. Okay, RNG patch is just lolk. Okay, but have you heard of the lolk static patch? I used to have just a lolkey static.exe lying around, but I deleted it. But like I can remake it like right now. Oh, you actually watched the VOD back. Let's see who this emote is from. I still can't find the difference between Flawless Nirvana and Resurrection Butterfly. Also, hold on, what is that spell? I thought the previous one was the last spell in the game. What does any of this mean? 0-0. Yeah, I can just close the game. Only one PCB run. Yeah, this is like the chapter 6 and 7. I will try to release more than 3 to 4 bullets next time. That is good to hear. Let's see, we have 2 DDC runs now. What is NF no focus? See, this would have been a great opportunity to say no father, but if you watch TRS, then you probably do have a good father figure. Difficulty. Lunatic. Survival. Shot type. TBD. I just launched ISC. Not the game I was going for, but still good. Double dealing character. Select your resolution. Maybe I should also drag the replays into the folder. I mean, I can do that now. So people actually play unfocused on all the way? I thought it was just a meme. People play unfocused for the memes, like as a meme run. Sakuya B. You can skip the Kagura Midnon. Yeah, I expect something on Kagura Midnon. I would like to thank Struce and Yats to attend commenting, if possible. Well, I'm gonna ping Yats. Struce is working. Struce is at work right now, so I'm just gonna say add Yats. So I'm just gonna ping Yats and show the other one first. Add Yats, assume the DDC LNB wants you on commentary. I'll do the next run in the Okay. I'm gonna show this run in the meantime. DDC. This is from Beeps. Extra survival. And this is a Reimu A. NN. Let's see, what does the comment here says? I had a heavy focus on scoring throughout. This month, my first XNN, my previous PB was 4 miss no bomb. Immediately from 4 miss to XNN, that's pretty cool. Score rival. Yeah. About to be expected. What is... That is a lot of grays, and that was very, very close. 1 pixel more to the left, or the bullets being 1 pixel more to the right, and that would have been a miss already. Certainly didn't expect that. But clearly this is now the correct strategy. 1.2. I mean, it's not like getting 2.0s matters, because this is not a score run. If you're not gonna die, you don't need lives. 54 head. Now all of this games is expressive for XNN. Still going for those 2.0s, a true score runner. Good to know that you can get these 2.0s without a bomb. But you're obviously worth more if you do bomb. As Marissa B. Yo, 6 grays. I played DDC Extra for the very first time in PFS 1. Right? It was a category in PFS 1 to get a good score in DDC Extra, but I just went for my first 1cc. Because I never played DDC Extra before. But this is a very cool extra stage. Oh yeah, just realized if the player's gonna be going for all these 2.0s and then is just not gonna die, it means the clear bonus is gonna be huge. Because in DDC Extra scoring, the clear bonus, that's like the most important part. Like one of the most important parts. Like, because, like, ideally you would have max resources after Raiko for the clear bonus. Now, I cleared my first DDC Extra run with 0-0. And if you want a good score, if you want to have a good score with a clear bonus of 0-0, then you're gonna be above world record pace going into Raiko. Also, you pick Marissa B for extra scoring. Honestly, you should try and go for XNN with Marissa B, and then see if you can resist the temptation. I wonder if you can get the XXX out of XXX bug in just extra stage. Speaking of clear bonus, you're gonna see it without having to return to replay screen, just on the score display, because I put that in TH crap that you can see the clear bonus. And I'm gonna use every single modern engine replay to point that out. Speaking of broken, every life is worth 40 million and every bomb is worth 4 million. Yeah, that is worth a lot. Yeah, that is worth a lot in DDCs in extra scoring. Speaking of broken, the very reason I'm doing this TRS is to show a broken replay next TRS. So with full lives, that's 320 million. Yeah, the DDC extra scores around world record level are a billion, and 320 million is a significant part of that. DDC no POC challenge. Yes, that sounds like intentionally breaking the purpose of the game. But if there's one thing that's actually really good about DDC, then that's the scoring system. It's extremely simple. It's something that I managed to implement in 300 lines of assembly language, and it's really good. Regarding no UFO runs, some people have gone even further and are attempting runs where they don't even summon UFO tokens. These people are crazy. Yeah, imagine doing this spell as Marissa B and trying to resist the urge to just bomb in the center. DC's POC scoring and Ziz's Grace autocollect kinda feel like mechanics that should be mainstays instead of unique gimmicks. Or how about this? We mod the game-specific mechanic of every single Touhou game into Wabak. That sounds like fun. And the thing is, we are like already part of the way there. Like EXPHB put releases in Wabak. I put the POC mechanics in there. Actually, that's really it. There's a UFO mode for HSIFs, but that would have to get ported to Wabak. Yeah, it's a good scoring system. And since DDC's scoring mechanics and HSIF's releases exist for Wabak, it means that there is a Touhou game which, with the right mods, has both releases and DDC mechanics, which in combination are completely broken. Because releases, if you have releases, then you have the season items, right? And they count towards the items for bonuses, right? So now, which means that you can like do one release on lines and get a 2.0 and you get your entire release back. So you can just keep infinitely releasing on lines, right? And you get to max lives and you get a lot of score. It's busted. And in the first version of that patch, of the DDC mechanics patch for Wabak, right? Cancel items, they would also count. And that was even more broken. I made a whole video about that. So we're almost at the end of this run. And then I'll see... And then we are gonna show the Sakuya BLNB. Yeah, shots... Yeah, the sound effects of those shots, they're like in beat with the music. Makes a really nice sound. It's not quite like Trance and Pang. Still very good. And you see just how much score he got from the clear bonus. Next SRS is in about a month, and the first replay, or like one of the first replays, is gonna be Trance and Pang. So you see just how much score got added from the clear bonus. Yeah, that is how much clear bonuses are worth. GG. DDC with point device mode also exists. Okay, when you play point device mode and super grace to auto collect to get season items, they get stacked up into an UFO that you blow up with your roaring mode to get chair items to extend the time gauge and unlock the boss's last spell that you have to defeat in trance mode to get new ability cards. Yeah, the clear bonus was like half the score. And just to prove that you really can see the clear bonus in game, here we go. Gonna show this off every time. And let's see. Yeah, it says visitors over and no good microphone. Right, then I'm just gonna have to solo commentate this. Let's do this. Sakuya B, meme run. Sakuya B, NB. DDC. Right, skips. Skip until mid-boss Kagero skip until mid-boss Kagero non-spell. You can also skip Yatsuhashi's first Koto spell. Let's do this. Timing this down. I mean, Cyrano's mid-non is surprisingly hard. Of course, you always go for the spin. Failed and no B already. Picked B shot. Wanna see a real B shot? As in big shot? Hold on, do I have the run information right? Gotta check that. Let's see, the other meme is potassium and the other meme is frozen anything. Imagine Great Fairy Wars, but the bomb is can't take the word unreal seriously because whenever I see here I think of the engine. Okay, imagine following Great Fairy Wars, but the bomb is called Snowgrave. Yeah, I was meant to show that. I guess I stopped fast forwarding at the exact right moment. Not even bothering to shoot down. Cool. The price of showing off. I mean, the thing is, this is like the best way to do that spell, and you barely get any like bullets on the boss. So you might as well not shoot and go for the timeout. I think, if I remember correctly, Yatsusume did that in his DDC L and N. Though he played Reimu A, who has homing bullets. But even then, he decided, you know what, timeout. Maybe, yeah. Like he went for Sakuya BLNN. I remember him doing it for his normal Rainbow ALNN. Or is that something he introduced for Sakuya BLNN? Yeah, this looks same thing that got books in game. I mean, if you look like 10 years backwards, you will find books. You'll find out that 10 years prior, when Zun was younger and had a fresher mind, he also considered it a good idea to put books in the game. And like also, he also like had less brain damage from alcohol back then. So Kagero does not seem out of place for Zeus. And it's not even the worst. It's not even the worst thing in the game. By far not the worst thing. This turn is gonna encounter Yatsuhashi, who has Requiem. And despite Yatsuhashi having Requiem, she's still not as bad as Benben. That reminds me of a funny story, where when testing Pristine and Makohel final spell in LoLK, he took like 4,000 or like 1,000 attempt to get one capture, but he was so drunk that he blacked out and only remembered about 100 of them, and he thought to himself, well, I only took 100 tries to cap it, and my fans, they're much better at these games than I am, so good enough, let's ship this. Yes, DDC is very funny. Now, I have no confirmation on the story, but it sounds very funny. There are a lot of Zune stories that I claim to know that I have no confirmation over. Yeah, we can just pretend that the story is true because it's not out of character. Indeed, that's why I'm gonna use this as an excuse to not commentate. What a great host I am. Or imagine this Zoom just screwed up his text alignment, and because of that, the text cut off the 1000, so it actually said 1 out of 1. Yeah, that's how I vibe by playing DTC Stage 4 in the DDDDDDD patch. Vibe moment. Well, glad you didn't. Yeah, there's a mod that's called D D D D D D D D D D D D D D, and it has VD in it. The DTC mod, it has VD in it and Lennon and HRTP. Not gonna spoil the first stage though. You have to see that for yourself. See, that's the disadvantage of the spin strat. You don't cap. But if you're playing DDC, you probably don't care about getting full spell. Especially if you've already timed out Kagura mid-spell. And Cyrano spell. Cyrano spell we didn't even get to see. Just timed out the non to not even get the spell. You should do that on the mid boss in SA stage 5. Ahoy! Chips ahoyeth, land bubblers. Itsuhashi's patterns kinda feel like they suit the homing shots better. Ben's patterns also feel like they suit the homing shots better. Requiem time. I'm expecting a cap. Please cap, please cap. Wahoo! 2 HP left on the 2 HP left on the Requiem. Like, you almost got it. Right, but now you seriously need to get some lives back. Unless you just LNN the rest of the game. You're gonna have to capture at least one flipped spell. So I'm expecting that. I hate DDC. C. Trademark. You could also say that you weren't filled with determination after that fight. But still have to commend you for staying determined regardless of that fight. Regardless of getting Requiem down to 2 HP and then dying. First needle attack. And get this, Master Spark, the flamethrower. The kids will love it. Yeah, you need to have a good Seiya fight. Yeah, you would need to have a good Seiya fight. And I'm expecting Seiya LNN. Don't I feel lonely? No. I mean, I know who to blame. I can like blame someone for being alone the whole time. And that someone is everyone, everyone who's TRS staff. I cannot call them all stupid for free and lazy because I'm just so toxic and they're just so stupid and lazy. They're not even watching the stream, so I can just say that and nobody's gonna call me out on it. But if you're watching this part of the stream on YouTube, then write in the comments, Popcorn on Ceilings is actually based, or Popcorn on Ceilings is terrible. I agree with you. OMG streamer being sold. OMG streamer is toxic Markiplier. Well, if you don't like Popcorn Ceilings, then you can write that in the YouTube comments for when this VOD will be uploaded to YouTube. So far, this has actually been no miss on Seija. Or has it? One miss to first spell. Still, it's gonna exit with 1 life. I used to think popcorn chicken was actually chicken breaded with crushed popcorn, and I was so disappointed when I found out it was just popcorn-sized fried chicken pieces. Your idea was just so much cooler. You're gonna capture this spell. See, I told you he was gonna capture the worst Seija spell. Now we're in stage 6 with 1 life and a life piece. You're definitely gonna be able to get 1 more life, maybe even 2 for Sukuna. Gonna be very important. Well, if your focus shot is too narrow to hit, you just unfocus and get the wide shot. Yeah, you can probably get a 2.0 from this section, like 2.0s, or you're just not gonna talk at all. Oh yeah, there's also drops from Sukuna's actual spells. Those can also give 2.0s. There we go again with this ceiling seam. Yeah, there are a few 1 pixel air holes. Also check the daytime in the background. And then check the daytime again after the fight. Yes, lots of power on Sukuna. Immediately going for the Yacht strat. I'm calling it the yacht strat because he invented it. Absolutely. Or just make your own holes with iframes. The longest confirmable boss battle. Yeah, because now it's nighttime, but at the end it's gonna be daytime. Or like early morning. See, it is normal for a Touhou protagonist to just pull an all-nighter just to solve this incident. What a true gamer. Very well coded. In universe, an attack takes an hour. God, imagine an hour of pulsing spell. Like, imagine just taking some of these spell cards and just doing them for an hour. That would be a nightmare. Yeah, you can get that. But it's a scoring strategy. $12 hours. Yeah, imagine fighting this boss for 12 hours. That must sound like a lot of fun. Look, it's getting daytime. You can see the red in the background. Yeah, this nun is a lot harder than it looks. You grow bigger. Hardest spell in the game. Janky hitbox moment. Somehow I expected that to be a life piece. And it's not because I'm counting the pox. Broke the pulsing strat. Uh, it depends. No miss for the rest of the game. Unless it doesn't clear. But I know this will clear. So just gonna no miss the rest of this. Which is exactly the hard part. Simple logic. GG. And those were the DDC replays. Now, a very brief Moth run. Why do I have an MP3 file in my TH10 replays folder? What even is in there? It's a remix of Beast Metropolis. Windowed. Oh yeah, I kept the UD when I dragged it in. Yeah, that's another thing I gotta fix. I wonder. I wonder how broken this Moth replay is gonna be. This is Rainbow B. We're gonna see. You're going out for spaghetti. Grinding for a week. Skip stages 1 to 3. But it is still very important to at least play stage 3. Just remember, it isn't Muff the game with the spaghetti patch. No, that's Touhou. That's HSIFs. You can find it in TH Club Configure. It's just called spaghetti. Might even show it after this replay. 0 FPS. Off to a great start. Now I doubt this replay is actually 0 FPS. It's just a bug. Which reminds me, I was supposed to replay with the 255 FPS just the whole time. Hidden spaghetti and 4 seasonings, yes. Okay, the replay doesn't return to the title screen. That's very good. But if I see 0 FPS bug, it means that it's basically confirmed that the replay is broken in some way. Like, there's just no denying that. Replay broke. That we can skip as well. I could look at some extending arm if I wanted to, but it says skip stage 1 to 3, so I'm just gonna skip it. No Hydro Camouflage, that's the mid-boss spell. Marv does have a French patch though. I mean like, and I mean a French cliché patch, not just a translation patch. Though it does have French translations in it which are intentionally bad. It's called Mountain of France, also on TH Crab. Oh, we get 64 FPS for a frame. And now we're back down to 0. The usual for a broken replay. I wonder if one day people will be able to necromance the completely broken replays. It's not even about the misdirect, it's about timing down the mages so you only get 5 seconds of this section. That's what people usually do. Yes. And I'll reach Aya. Unfortunately, I do not have a lot to say. Oh yeah, has this really been getting grace? This has also been collecting, like, deaths. Those are pretty cool. Right, now we're in stage 5. I don't really know what to say at this point in time. Let's check viewer count. 33. That's more than usual on Sunday Tiers. Thank you everyone for watching. No, the stream is not over. I'm just saying that because usually Sunday Tiers gets like 20 viewers. But this time it's more than average. And that's pretty cool. Look. FPS. I'm also a bit tired now. But the music is good. Ugh. Mm. Now that I think about it, I could have literally gone away for like a few moments and it would be the same. What's up with the replays FPS counter? MOV replays just do that. Like, the MOV replay system is just completely broken, and so sometimes the FPS counter will be broken. I'm just looking at the title bar at this point. Nope, it is not a desync. Wow, so that's why I didn't have a lot to say. There just weren't any desyncs this time around. The blessing of just reinstalling your Touhou games every once in a while. Calling a death bomb on second spell is much harder on Heart than on Lunatic. Let's see. My USD still broken? No, I reinstalled all the games. So not even USD is broken. Even though that's a game that likes to break. I even have my THBGM.dat back. I mean, I'm sure some people will still request their replays to have MIDI. Yeah, we talked. 0 power last long. Yep, that's gonna take a while. In fact, I even just fast forward this. Might as well. Because it's just the same thing. Source of Pains. Well, that's gonna be interesting. Because all these bullets are fireballs. At least in terms of hitbox size. Because the function that changes a bullet's type, it changes the sprite but not the hitbox. What a great programmer Zune is. You should have tested that function by having a bubble change into a pellet. And realized just how big the pellet was. Then he would have noticed. Yeah, those rice things are actually fireballs, at least in terms of how big their hitbox is. Because every bullet starts out as a fireball, and then it turns into a different bullet type, but it keeps the fireball hitbox. There's no way that's intentional because he fixed it the next game. It is just jank. Zundu should have tried turning a bubble into a pellet with that function, and then he would have really noticed it. Like at that point, there's no way you don't notice something like that. 0-0. Yes. Yeah, there's no way that's intentional. It's just jank at that point. Now this game is also affected by the bug, and it returns to title screen. At least on TH crap. May wanna do something about that. When you finish watching a MOF replay, is it supposed to return to the title screen, or is it supposed to stay there for a while? Because if it's supposed to because if it's supposed to just go into like a menu, but it returns to the title screen, then that's definitely something that needs to be taken care of. In general, I think while I think the practice replay crash fix that THCrep has, I think it only introduces more problems than it solves, so I might want to disable that. And now for something completely different. Okay. Player. Uh, Gonna check schedule. RNG. I can tell by the thumbnail. Alright. Gonna check skips and run description. What section would you like to skip? Nothing. And it's 33 minutes long. If it's that long, then I don't think I want to watch everything. True gamer quality. A lot of things will be completely different, so I'm not sure if it will even make sense to skip certain parts. So I might as well just show everything in true gamer quality, which is at 480p. I'm gonna set it to 720 and see if it lags out my stream or something. I wonder if I should turn off Windows Update for servers for this, so that it doesn't hog my network. You know what, I'm gonna do that. Yep, that is impossible to dodge. Services.msc. Let's see. I'm gonna do it in command prompt. I think it's gonna be easier that way. sc list sc query update. Let's see. sc Yep, that's a pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing the RNG patch does. Make everything random. Let's see. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna stop Windows Update service. It's not running. Yeah, Windows Update service is not even running, so no network hogging. I'm gonna open Task Manager anyways. Network 2.8 Mbits per second. Yep, I can handle that. You know what I should do? I should do like a disk speed test on the network drive. It completely maxes out network usage. I mean, it says to show the entire run, so I'm just gonna individually decide if I wanna just skip something or not. I'll probably just skip the things that just look the same. Like I'm gonna press the arrow keys on them to skip them in the literal sense. Why is it not letting me click the subscribe button? By the way, if you go to the TRS queue and you look for the most bottom run that is marked in cyan, you will see that it is indeed this run, and then you can go to it and you will find a red subscribe button, except that it's gonna be clickable. Yep, all bombs have been used. It's gonna get more though by dying. This doesn't look too bad. Like, this is dodgeable. I think it's even easier than normally, because normally you do these really scary spiraling movements that always get me. That take me at least 10 tries in point device mode. So that's even more doable. The RNG patch, it randomizes all bullets individually. So the only thing that remains from the original game is how many bullets there are. And like the timing. Yeah, Ringo will be interesting. The nons are actually, at least in my opinion, they're easier than the normal nons. As in the vanilla game nons. This is unchanged. Like, I'm just gonna like skip a bit through this because this is unchanged. Yeah, this is also just is something we've already seen. Now this spell is like, it looks different because the bullets are in a more chaotic pattern when they're clumped up like that, but practically it's just the same spell. This is just a less dense version, so it's even easier. Lunatic September. Yeah, this spell is practically also the same. I mean, the initial formation of the bullets is different, but then when they start moving like that, it's practically the same spell. Yes, this is Lunatic. Yeah. Though the thing about Ringo is the non-spells were easier, and a lot of the spells were practically the same, and one spell was just identical to the vanilla game. If you don't shoot on this section, it is also the identical. But obviously you want to go grace. Though if you do shoot on this section, it's actually easier because not all the lasers are aiming towards you. Also you can dodge them more easily. Dorami is just Dorami. Yep, this is not gonna be that doable now. I mean, if the game in RNG patch looks like that on Lunatic, it's just like if the Lunatic version of Ringo is practically the same and the non-spells are easier, then it's gonna be the same on hard and normal and easy as well. Dreamcatcher, yeah. Dreamcatcher relies on a lot of the fact that there is a pattern. I think it's even like static. So that's gonna be very funny. No reason to show this part if it's identical. Yeah, I kinda wanna... Even though it says that I shouldn't skip anything, I kinda wanna save time anyways. Oh yeah, the enemies that aim downwards, they're gonna aim upwards as well. But even though those enemies are gonna be aiming in all directions now, they're only gonna be aiming half the stuff. No more spinning on this one. This is just hell now. You're gonna need that visual cue, where you put your finger on the screen and it shows you where you can go. This build looks a lot... This non looks very similar. There is no pattern. Die. Oh hey, you can dodge this. Sort of. It just is Yatsuhashi syndrome where you have bullets from all directions, so it's impossible to read. Just spammed an attack that's like that as well. Wait, so it just refuses to spawn bullets if the spawning thing is on top of you? That's pretty cool. You should try spinning it so it doesn't spawn anything. This is no longer streaming. It's just random. Yep, didn't look too bad. This Sagume non also didn't look too bad. This looks exactly the same. I'm gonna say 5 seconds. Well, this does not look exactly the same. No, I'm just pressing the arrow key on when I know that it's just gonna look exactly the same as the original game. So far I've saved 16 seconds. Even the spawning position of these yings is now random. So it's just random dodging now. We can hit Sagumi the whole time. Especially since you have a piercing shot. No pattern for this. What were those jelly beans? Where did they come from? I've never seen anything like that. Like, there usually aren't jelly beans on this spell. This spell is now a lot denser. No safe spot. Yeah, this is also new. But it looks like you can just save for it. Congratulations, the moon is actually just a garbage. Stand still and pray. You only took one hit from that too. Well, this is certainly a different experience now. Oh hey, this non-spell is actually possible now. Oh, I can't wait to see TSS in this patch. Really have to hide behind the moon now. Just the whole time. It's just a necessity. Except the moon moves randomly. Hey, wouldn't it be funny if the moon just followed the spawn point of those red bullets just the whole time? Oh hey, this is also possible now. Well, sort of. Schmoovin'. And this spell loses its whole purpose. Yeah, it's probably just a case of it looks easy, but it's not, because same thing exists in Sukuna, where you have that one non-spell which is just random lasers that bounce off walls, or that reflect on walls. Yeah, looks like the best strategy this time is to just dodge it at the bottom. Well, you can play it yourself. Look, now you're actually doing stage 6, but it's only aiming half the stuff downwards because the other stuff is going upwards. Oh, hey, the Morshu emote is actually in sync to the music. Real rain. With random stars just sprinkle in. It's like the blood rain part. I pressed pause a few times. Okay, so I guess I can expect TSS to look a little bit like that. Plop. Moment. Oh yeah, and what's Lilith's gonna look like? Pure bull of the shit. Hey look, it's Junko from Danganronpa. Yep, that's an idea of what Lilith could be like. I think it would be very funny if all the Liliths just consistently aimed around you. Now you can get super memed on this. That's TSS. I can tell it's TSS. Looks like Lunatic September. Yeah, slow and even denser meek. Yeah, that's more like it. I mean, to bounce something the off of like walls like that, you just need to change one minus sign. Yeah, like you just need to append a minus sign in front of one number, and that's it. It's super simple because it's not a general bouncing algorithm. Oh, yeah, here you can just stand in the middle. That's also funny. PDH will be well. You're gonna have to deal with the jelly beans as well because they're not just gonna be aiming in 8 directions. They're just gonna be aimed randomly now. Oh yeah, no more rings. Introduction to ECL, Episode 7 is what this spell looks like. Oh look, YouTube recommendations. One of them shows the ending. Can't have that. Gonna press the eyeball button real quick. And with that, we have reached the end of this episode of TRS. This time, there have been no technical issues. Just none at all. Actually, none. Not even desync. Not even DN has happened. Which is very surprising. But on the other hand, that's what I reinstalled all of my Touhou games for. Also, I've had more viewers than average, so to everyone who has been here, thank you very much for watching. We are now out of replays, so with that, the stream's over. Thanks for watching. The VOD will be uploaded to YouTube, so subscribe to the VOD's YouTube channel, and we have a Discord server. Join that. You will see more of me over there. And with that, and because this episode of TRS happened, it means that next Saturday, Gastari is gonna be trolled. Next episode of TRS, Gastari is gonna get trolled. So you should look forward to that. You should definitely follow so you catch the next episode of TRS. Because you do not want to miss Gastari getting trolled. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the Discord server and next week.